Okay.
Okay.
All right, ready?
I hate my life. No! Edit that out.
While they're at high school, yeah.
My name's Haley Walker. I'm in the 10th grade and I go to Shoemaker High School. So basically, I struggle from depression, anxiety, and I used to struggle with suicidal thoughts, but I've gone through some therapy and I've recently kind of just gotten rid of all that. But you know, it's a side effect of depression. My depression, it comes and goes. Like just today during like third period, it just hit me and I've been sad ever since. But I mean, it might be gone tomorrow, it might not be, but it just comes and goes as it is, and that's something I can't control. I mean, some days I don't want to go to school because I'm just really depressed, and that's something I think the educational system needs to understand, is that there are kids out there with mental illnesses. I mean, a kid like me, I get stressed out very easily. So I mean, pushing on all this work at one time isn't really the best thing to do. I mean, kind of get to know the student and kind of take it at their pace if they're comfortable with it, if they're like super anxious all the time. Because I know when I get pushed with all this work, I just absolutely go into panic mode. I get so depressed, I get so stressed and anxious, I just stop going to school if I can, because I just can't deal with it. Sometimes I'm up till 11, 12 o'clock doing homework, haven't eaten anything, and then I get up at like 3, 4 a.m. to finish all that work, still haven't eaten anything. And it stresses you out, and it takes a big toll on you, because I mean, I feel like I'm the dumbest person in the world and like a failure. So I just shut down. I guess my favorite thing about school would be my electives like choir and theater arts.
You can't quit until at least I start. Gee.
That's gracious.
Oh no. Throws it across.
Theater really has helped me because I get to come here and I get to scream a lot, and that kind of just gets all my aggression out, and it makes me, with the people I'm around, I really release a lot of stress because, you know, they understand it too, because we're all kind of the same here. And I really just kind of let all my expression actually out through acting, because I get to be in that character and I get to put all of my qualities into their mindset, and I get to put my backstory into their self. I get to relate better because, I mean, a lot of the characters I do have a lot of my traits, like mental illness or backstory that's, you know, kind of sad, but I mean, I can relate to the characters that I play, so therefore I get to let out my aggression through them, and it kind of helps me just release everything and be stress-free. Sometimes I do feel alone, that there isn't anybody around, but I know there are a lot of people dealing with this, yet I feel like I don't want to talk to them, because as a person, like myself, my personality, I don't want to burden anyone with my problems. I kind of am one of the people that like to take things on their own, which is something not very good for me. I'm working on that, but I mean, I don't always feel alone. Sometimes, because I'm depressed, I like to be alone, and that just makes everything worse. But it should be more welcomed in a school environment to go and talk to counselors, and because, you know, you've always seen things where it's like you don't really go do that, and there's always that pressure on you that if you have something like wrong with you, that there's something wrong with you, and that's not okay. If you think bad about counselors, they're not all that bad. Trust me, I used to hate them. I used to not want anyone to know about my life, but they're pretty great, and they aren't gonna go out and they aren't gonna tell your parents about everything that's happening. They're not gonna go and just spill all your secrets. They're actually gonna keep it there for themselves, and they're gonna help you, and it's not that bad. And just, if you get help, everything will probably be okay. I feel that teachers really should be knowing a student better if they suffer from something like that. They should know the symptoms of certain mental illnesses, just, to see if their student's okay, if they need a little help. Maybe give them that push to go see a counselor if they're feeling, down or in the dumps. A lot of teachers nowadays actually do have mental illnesses, so they do understand the struggle. A lot of them are prepared to help if a student's feeling, depressed or anxious or stressed or even suicidal. There are some that are kind of like, you're fine, get back out there, go do all that work, not understanding that a student is just extremely stressed out. They're just kind of pushing them to the edge. But I think sooner or later, everybody will pretty much be educated on mental illnesses. To the people that design all the policies and rules about the schools and everything, I say take a walk in our shoes for a little bit, because it isn't as easy as it seems. Education needs to be tailored to the person. It needs to be tailored to that certain group, to that certain personality, the way they learn, the way they act, the way they are. Because not everyone is the same, and everyone learns completely differently, and everyone is going through something completely different. Everyone has a different backstory, and everyone has a different life, and people just need to understand that. So to have a basic set of rules designed for a school isn't always the best thing, because you don't know what's happening. To teachers, I would definitely say reach out to the student and just make sure everything's okay, because it's something extremely hard to go through. It's something that could absolutely change your life for worse, normally more than better. To students, I know exactly what it is to go through all this horrible, terrible stuff. I've been an in-care patient. I don't know, I've been to one of those terrible places. Oh dear God. I still have terrible panic attacks about it too. I don't know if it helped me or not. But I know what it's like, and I think the sooner you can get help is the sooner you'll start feeling better. I mean, you might not want to get help. That's exactly how I feel, and I still don't want to, but I mean, you just got to get the help you need.